In 1977, at the California Men's Colony Prison, two men met by chance. Lawrence Bittaker was a career criminal with a cold, calculating mind. Roy Norris was a sexual predator with violent tendencies. Separately, they were dangerous. Together, they were a nightmare. While behind bars, they bonded over their darkest fantasies of torture, control, and murder. And when they were released, they set out to make those fantasies a reality. Bittaker and Norris didn't just commit crimes on impulse, they planned them. They bought a van and modified it for their sinister purposes. It had no windows in the back, a bed to restrain victims, and tools of torture hidden inside. They called it Murder Mac. They had everything they needed for their sick plan, but they needed victims. In June 1979, the duo started cruising the streets of California. Their targets? Teenage girls, alone and vulnerable. They would offer them rides, pretending to be friendly. But once inside, the doors locked, and there was no way out. Their first victim was 16-year-old Cindy Schaefer. She was walking home when they pulled up beside her. She never stood a chance. Once inside, she was bound, gagged, and taken to a remote location in the San Gabriel Mountains. There, she was tortured and murdered. They disposed of her body, leaving no trace. Over the next 5 months, Bittaker and Norris would continue their spree. They kidnapped Andrea Hall, Jackie Gilliam, Leah Lamp, and Shirley Ledford, each one suffering unspeakable horrors. They weren't just killed, they were tortured in ways too disturbing to fully describe. One victim's screams were even recorded on an audio tape, a tape so horrific that seasoned detectives would later say it was the most haunting thing they had ever heard. Word of missing girls spread, and fear gripped Southern California. Parents warned their daughters never to accept rides from strangers. The streets felt more dangerous than ever before. But Bittaker and Norris, confident in their methods, continued to kill. Then, a break in the case. Roy Norris, eager to brag about his crimes, confided in a former prison friend. Horrified by what he heard, the friend went to the police. Investigators quickly gathered evidence and arrested the pair. What they found was a house of horrors, photos, recordings, and physical evidence of the crimes. The truth was even worse than anyone imagined. In 1980, Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris were brought to justice. Norris, in exchange for his testimony, was sentenced to life in prison. Bittaker, the mastermind, was sentenced to death. The families of the victims would never see their daughters again, but at least they saw justice served. The crimes of the toolbox killers left a permanent scar on the community. Parents became more protective. Young women grew more cautious. And the horrors of that dark time are still remembered today. What if Bittaker and Norris had never met? Would these girls still be alive? Their story is a reminder of the evil that can exist among us, and the importance of staying vigilant.